If you've been told that your recent dizziness or vertigo is a problem with the crystals in your ear, but you're just not quite getting all the way better, or maybe even getting worse, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how cervical dizziness looks very similar to the crystals in the ear problem, and I'm going to show you what you can do to start getting relief today. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Physio Tips with Mauro. I'm your host, Mauro Burnett. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a board-certified orthopedic specialist in physical therapy and the owner of Australian Physiotherapy Specialists located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Over my 24-year career, I've been able to help thousands of patients recover from cervical disorders like cervicogenic dizziness and cervicogenic headaches. For today's episode, I want to go over the number one problem that could stand in the way of you recovering from dizziness and headaches, and that is the wrong diagnosis. This is worse than the wrong exercises. This is worse than the wrong posture. If you get the wrong diagnosis, that will put you on the path to the wrong procedures, exercises, treatment, and that can not only not get you better, but it can make you a ton worse. I want to go over a recent patient that I saw that you might be able to see yourself in this story, and I think this is going to highlight my point. One thing that I'll mention is that there's an overarching bias right now. If you have dizziness and vertigo, that it's probably BPPV, a problem where the crystals have become dislodged in the semicircular canals of your ear, and it's sending a false signal of spinning. This bias is in physical therapy clinics. This bias is at many doctors' offices. So if you've had a sudden vertigo and sudden dizziness, it wouldn't be unusual for you to have that label put upon you, just like my patient that I'm going to tell you about. So a patient that I saw recently, she comes in, she's in a lot of distress, a lot of dizziness, so much so that it's difficult to drive a car and they don't feel safe driving a car. Because while they're driving a car, they could get a severe spinning, like 30-second severe spinning sensation that they just feel so unsafe. So the patient tells me their story. Turns out that they had pre-existing neck problem and neck tightness for a long period of time. This led to a doctor's visit. The doctor's visit then led to a prescription for physical therapy. Once the patient goes in for physical therapy, the physical therapist explains, I am cross-trained in chiropractic manipulation. So I'm going to help out your neck by manipulating your neck in a thrust type way. So they start to do these procedures for this person. And after a while, my patient starts to notice they're starting to get really dizzy. And they normally don't get dizzy. They have a history of having frequent headaches, neck tightness, but this dizziness symptom is something new. Every time they go to therapy, they feel worse, and the dizziness is getting worse and worse. So finally, the patient talks to the therapist and says, listen, I'm starting to get really dizzy after these treatments. What do you think's going on? The therapist goes, hey, you know what? Probably you have BPPV, benign proximal positional vertigo, where the crystals are dislodged in your ear. That's probably why you have a sudden onset of dizziness, and I'll fix it for you with this Epley maneuver. So they do this maneuver to help put the crystals back in place, and not only does it not make them totally feel better, but the more they start doing these procedures, the worse my patient starts to feel. They start to get worse headaches, the neck's getting more tight. Maybe they felt better temporarily from the dizziness, but the dizziness keeps coming back. This leads to further doctor visits where now the doctors are not being very sympathetic during this case. They're starting to say things like, maybe you're just making this up. Maybe it's in your head. Maybe you have just too many symptoms. So thank goodness I was able to meet this person and be able to work with this person. And when I discussed with them how cervicogenic dizziness works and what it looks like, this made all the difference in the world, and the patient was so happy to hear that they're not crazy, they're not the only one out there. There's tons of us out there that have had cervical dizziness and that have had this vertigo that won't go away. So I want to talk a little bit about the signs and symptoms of cervical dizziness and vertigo versus BPPV, this benign proximal positional vertigo. So what I want to talk about in this particular case, first clue that I saw was the patient had a history of neck problems. That's a big clue when it comes to cervical dizziness. The next thing was the patient had a history of headaches. If you have pain and tightness in your upper neck, especially C1, C2, and C3, you could have several classic symptoms from the upper neck, like headaches, dizziness, nausea, and because the upper neck connects to a nerve called the trigeminal nerve, a nerve that goes to your forehead, your sinus, and your jaw, it could even make your jaw feel tight. Once I heard my patient's story, guess what? They had all of these symptoms. They had the frequent headaches, they had the dizziness, they had recurrent issues with the sinuses, and tightness in the jaw. So this was a slam dunk. All of the classic signs were there. When I hear the story about where the therapist was manipulating the neck and they suddenly had dizziness, this should have been an obvious clue. If you overstimulate the upper neck, chiropractic manipulation, too strong of a stretch, or even too strong of a massage, it's quite normal that this could kick off some severe dizziness. In the base of the head, you have tons of nerve receptors called proprioceptors that play a big role in your balance system. When your upper neck is made sore, the proprioceptors are disrupted, they send maybe incorrect signals to your brain, and that leads to dizziness. So if you have cervicogenic dizziness, you're going to have the history of the neck pain, you're probably going to have maybe a history of headaches, jaw tightness, etc. Those are all going to be big clues. Moreover, when I looked at this their physical exam, I found that when they rotated to the right, and I touched their neck while they were rotating to the right, it actually recreated the dizziness and vertigo. That was a big clue. For someone that has brain-induced dizziness, or maybe someone that has ear-induced dizziness, I shouldn't be able to turn the dizziness on and off by touching the neck. In this case, I could. So now I'm thinking I've got a slam dunk. So I do a procedure that I'm going to show you how you can do to yourself, where I hold the upper neck stable and I guide the neck while the patient rotates to the right. When I hold the neck appropriately, now the dizziness is less. That's going to be the first step that we're going to do for today's video. This is the first step that I showed for my patient, and now I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to grab a little piece of towel, and I'm going to show you how this technique works at home. Now that I've got my towel, I'm going to show you how this procedure works. When I saw that my patient's dizziness was improved by me holding the C1 vertebra, the very top neck bone, on the left while they went to the right, this is a great way they could do that same procedure at home by themselves. Take a medium-sized hand towel. If you've seen some of my videos in the past, you may have seen this, but guess what? I'm going to show it to you again because it's fantastic. You take the sewn edge of the towel, you put it right at the base of the head, right? Base of the head, where the earlobe, bottom of the earlobes. That's important because that's where your C1 vertebra is. It doesn't work as effectively if you're really low on your neck and you're like at C4 or C5. It needs to be at the C1 vertebra. Now, turning to the right, if we want to go to the right, here's the trick. You drop the right side of the towel. You have to drop it and release it. My right hand comes over and I take the left side of the towel. Sometimes it catches on my back, so I'll just loosen it up. This hand's going to come underneath and just hold the towel so it stays in place. I'm not pulling too strongly in this forward direction. That can actually hinder the technique. I want to pull just enough to take the slack out of the towel, but I don't want to tense my neck. Then this great bone here on the face is a great place to kind of grab onto, and then I let the towel take me to the right as far as I can comfortably. Notice the towel's in line with the tip of my nose. So the tip of the nose or the front row of teeth, that's where you want to be. Go slowly, make sure it's 100% pain-free, dizzy-free, headache-free. But if you notice, you could go a little further with the towel's assistance, then you may have just found a fantastic manual therapy technique to help. The first day that you did it, I would recommend you only do about 2 reps. Give it a day and make sure that you don't respond poorly. But if you noticed, I didn't respond poorly. Matter of fact, I can kind of turn my neck a little better. That's fantastic. The guy that invented this, Brian Mulligan from New Zealand, he called this the upper cervical snag technique, sustained natural apophyseal glide. In the US, we call them facet joints. In New Zealand, you would call them, apophyseal joints. So you rotate, and then you go as far as you can, and you come back, and you could do up to 6 reps for 1 set. This could be done 2 or 3 times during the day. For my particular patient story, she told me that her symptoms are worse first thing in the morning when she wakes up. This is common. I hear this from a lot of patients. If that's you, when you first get up in the morning, grab your towel and start to unpinch it. If your C1, C2 joint is pinched, that's the stimulus to cause the headaches and the dizziness. So the faster you can get rid of this pinch, the better. That's going to be a great procedure. Give it a try. Keep it pain-free. If you tried it and it didn't work out well for you, find a therapist in your neighborhood that's trained in Mulligan-style manual therapy. Mulligan-style manual therapy has been clinically proven to help with cervicogenic dizziness. Now, second thing that I showed my patient that I'll show you is we've got to get the muscles back on. When it comes to dizziness, pain and discomfort in the neck just sucks the strength out of the neck. That leaves the neck vulnerable, and it usually leads to poor posture. So the pain leads to weakness. Weakness leads to poor posture. Poor posture leads to more compression on these sensitive joints, which then tunes up the neck and makes it feel even worse. So we've got to get those stability muscles back on. That's going to protect the neck and take stress off your joints. That's the long-term solution. The snag is great, and it definitely can help. But I like to think of that as a short-term start. But for the long term, we've got to address the strength loss. So one thing that you could do, like the towel that I just used, if I fold it up, and I'm going to make kind of like a proverbial book on the head. This is maybe 2 ounces. If you can tolerate it, I might even do 2 of these small hand towels. I'm going to place it right on top of the head. Now I have a little bit of weight bearing going on through my neck. Weight bearing will turn back on those deep stabilizing muscles of the neck. Also, I mentioned the proprioceptive nerves that play a big role in your balance system. Weight bearing enhances their activity and gets them to work better. So step 1, make sure it's pain-free. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of grow tall out of a slumped posture. I'm going to bring my chin to level. That's going to activate muscles in the front, like the deep neck flexors. Also, the muscles in the back of the neck are active. And I might hold this for 6 to 10 seconds. And then relax. Grow tall out of a slumped posture. Bring my chin down to neutral. Hold it for 6 to 10 seconds. And then you could build up to where you could do 5 or 10 reps like this. If you found that you put a very small bit of weight on your head, a couple ounces via a towel or maybe a Ziploc bag with rice or dried beans, and the weight, the external weight makes you worse, that means your neck's not ready for external weight. In that case, you would just practice the same exercise without any external load. As your neck gets stronger and you feel a little bit better, then you could add the external load. The idea is you challenge your neck, but you don't want to put so much weight that it overwhelms the neck and makes it feel bad. One of my favorite things that I love to teach on day 1 is I'll have a patient create something like this. If they can safely walk back and forth down a hall, I'll have them go into this correct posture, walk for maybe 2 or 3 minutes if they can, and sometimes have them do this 6-8 times a day. Getting up and stimulating those muscles, that's the fastest way to get your neck more protected again. The worst thing you can do is lay down, slouch, get back into a recliner, and not get back up. That is the position where the neck gets weaker. That's not the position where the neck gets stronger. So there's a couple tips that you could get started with. And the overall message I want to say today is if you've had dizziness and you've had vertigo, you've tried the Epley maneuvers, you've tried some of these other maneuvers, you're not getting better and it's making your headaches worse, it could be cervicogenic dizziness, especially if you have some of the symptoms that we discussed. Don't feel like you're the only one. You're not. There is treatment. It can be helped in most cases. Find a therapist in your neighborhood that's trained in good manual therapy, that understands these type of disorders, and get the care that you need because relief is out there. Well, thanks for watching today's video, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video on cervicogenic dizziness or headaches. And we'll see you next time on Physio Tips Tomorrow.